You built a community and then you ghosted them. You let the group chat go quiet. You didn't do any follow ups, and your sales ended as soon as your event ended. When you spend so much time nurturing and building a audience and a community at your event, the last thing you want to do is abandon them. When people invest their time, their energy, their money, right, they are looking to you to lead them. And so if you're leaving them, right, that's going to lose not just their interest, but their trust in you as well, as a leader, as somebody who is an authority figure in your industry. My name is Natisha Crockett, and I am your friendly guide to hosting purposeful and profitable events, because you can absolutely do both. I am a event strategist, I'm a sales leader, and I feel like I bring a very unique perspective to this industry. I've been in sales for over a decade, and the eye that I am bringing is that I'm always answering the question, how are we going to turn your audience into clients? That's all I want to know, right? Like every decision that we make, every strategy that we implement, it's always going to answer the question, how are we going to turn your audience into clients? And today we're going to be talking about following up and post event activities and why you're still not converting once your event ends. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The first mistake that people make is that you aren't doing any type of nurturing after your event. You end the event, you tell folks bye, you take your pictures, and that's it. Right, but you are missing the mark when it comes to this. You have to keep communication open. So immediately, you want to make sure that you are sending up follow up emails, thanking everybody, still really anchoring in that emotion, that transformation that they just experienced. People, when they leave events, they are literally on a high for days and weeks. There are a few events that I have attended in my life where when I think back to them, I'd be like, dang, that was such a good event. Right? So if you just gave them this amazing experience that they experienced breakthroughs and transformation, and they made connections and made relationships with individuals at your event, the last thing you want to do is not nurture any of that. So you want to make sure you're communicating with them after the event. You also want to make sure that you have a post event cadence set up in place, right? So maybe on day one, you're sending a follow up, you're sending out your thank yous, right? Then maybe you have a 3 day. Then maybe it's a 1 week, it's a 2 week, it's a 4 week, right? You want to make sure that you are continuously talking to them and engaging with them, because you don't want to lose that audience. You want to continue to build community with them. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you didn't create any type of continuation container, right? Where people have built relationships, they've connected with one another, and then sometimes they don't always exchange contact info, or they're wondering how can I get in touch with this person that was at the event, right? The best solution for this is to have like a Facebook group community or some type of Slack channel or some type of platform where you can really allow the people who attended the event to connect and converse after the fact. And one good thing about Facebook groups is this is not a system that you have to have year round. There is a time that you can have it open. So maybe like 2 weeks before the event and 2 weeks after the event, you have this container available so your audience can, communicate and talk with one another. And what's really cool for you is that while you are in this group and you have this space open, you can actually facilitate conversation geared towards them implementing things that they learned at your event and not just focusing on like the inspiration piece. Because again, people are going to leave inspired, they're going to, leave motivated, but you, as the authority that you are, you have to make sure that you are facilitating conversation to where they can actually implement the things that they learned at your experience. And then number three, you did not set up a post event funnel, right? So I talk a lot about your event being the funnel, but within your event being the funnel, you have to make sure that you are still guiding people after your experience is over. The reason for this is because not every single person at your event is going to convert into your offer. Some people need to think about it. Some people need more time to be nurtured and to get to know you more and to hear from you more. So, when you have this funnel set up, it allows people to stay within your ecosystem and experience the different things that you have to offer. So, post event, you should absolutely be making sure that you are doing connection calls with anybody that did not get started or move forward in your offer. Talked about this on another episode, but again, connection calls are amazing because you can see exactly where people are and meet them where they at. Based on that conversation with them, maybe you learn that the offer that you presented isn't really the offer that you need, but there is something that you have that can help them. And so that just allows you to really gauge and see where individual specific problems are at. Once you have your connection call set up, you want to make sure that you have your email nurture sequence going and that you're communicating them on a consistent basis via email, educating them about what it is that you do and the different offers that you have. And then, lastly, to make sure that they stay in your ecosystem, you want to invite them to what's next, whatever that looks like for you. It could be a pop-up Facebook live, it could be a workshop, it could be, a podcast that you're going to be a guest on. It can literally be anything, but you want to make sure that you are inviting them to the next opportunity that you have where they can see you live in action, providing value. And so that is how you basically set up your post event funnel, just making sure that these individuals stay within your ecosystem the whole time, even if they did not buy, right? The first 2 weeks after your event are crucial. You should be posting the recap videos, the photos, posting testimonials, but more importantly, you want to make sure that you're in the back end having conversations. That is what is going to move your business forward. Having conversations, turning them into those conversion moments. Again, identifying where exactly these individuals need help with, and then bridging how your offer is the actual solution, whether it's the one that you presented at your event or something else that is in your offer suite. And so, this is how you can really capitalize on that post event energy. Okay. This is going to conclude the 6 series Ghosted series that we have been talking about all the things that are really truly affecting your conversions at your event. I really hope you found this helpful. If any of this resonated with you, I do want to extend that final invite to you to my upcoming webinar on November 3rd, where we are going to be discussing and talking about the framework, really turning your event into the funnel, right? To where you can fill your pipeline, grow your business over and over and over again. If you need the link, go ahead and drop a ghost in the comments and I will send it your way. As always, I thank you for tuning in and I will see you next time. Bye.